I'm Shadidid. I'm SASHADOW. I need y'all to go boost the video. Because if it's not boosted, then no one knows that I'm on live. That's the best way I can put it. Hearts and y'all looking at the video lets people know that I'm on live and I'm on the FYP. Let me go put on a jacket because I gotta put on a jacket. Hold on. Don't be looking at me like that. Hey, mamas. They are fat babies. We're not going nowhere. We're not going nowhere. We're not going anywhere, but you can come up here. You want to come up here? Get you some sun. Good girl. I know. I shouldn't have messed with you. I'm sorry. Good morning. Hello, YouTube land. Good morning, guys. If y'all can hit the hearts and y'all can go to my video and boost that, I would appreciate it. I am shadowed at the moment. I know y'all know what that means. I'm shadowed at the moment. Okay. No gifts. No gifts. Pump the hearts. Go to the video. Like, share, comment. No gifts. Like the hearts. Pump up the videos. Go to the video. I just dropped it. Do not just put boost in there. Okay? Don't just put boost. Okay? I don't know if people are finding me on the FYP or not. Hey, Mariah. Good morning, people. Good morning. I need y'all to go to the video, comment, like, share, and boost it if possible. Hello, people in... Why is my jacket on backwards? I don't know. Hi, YouTube land. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Anthony. FYP is for TikTok. It's not for YouTube. Good morning. Y'all know once I hit 10K hearts, we're going to start getting into the conversation. What video? I just posted it, Abby, the recap video. It's on my page. It says 317 on it. It's the first video. Please go take a look at it. The ICOC is blocking me. I'm shadowed. Okay, I am shadowed at the moment. I need you guys' help so I can get on the FYP page. Oh, I think that's my food. Hold on. Keep going. Keep going. Thank you. Oh,
Hey,
sorry.
I'm just taking a picture. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm coming, guys. I got to put my groceries up real quick. Hold on. I'm just throwing them in the fridge. Not ask for strawberries, but I'll take it. All right, I'm coming. I'm coming. Are we at 10K? We are at 10K. Oh, I came back just in time. All right, come on with the aesthetic. Oh, you talking about my apartment? Yeah. It's a lot going on. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning. All right, guys, we're going to start off with the major shit. Y'all know how this goes. Please make sure my mods, if y'all catch anything suspicious, get it out. Don't get them out, just mute them. Do not block them, just mute them, okay? We're just muting people today. That's it. Hi, Don. I've been on a little break. Why am I yelling? Because I talk like that. If you don't like how I talk, get the fuck off my page. That's easy. All right. The ceasefire is over. If y'all have not clocked in, the ceasefire is over between Hamas and Israel. Early this morning, Israel started started dropping strikes in Gaza. It's done. And from what I'm understanding, that there was a stalemate between Hamas and Israel. And so they said, fuck it. They're no longer agreeing to anything. I told y'all that ceasefire was not going to last long. I told y'all that. I said when they started this shit, I said, this is not going to last long. This is not the agenda that Israel had planned for Palestine. This is not the agenda that that Frumpy has for Palestine. This is not what they planned. But they wanted to get the hostages back, so that's what they did. Now, I'm supposed to be reporting this tomorrow, but I'm going to go ahead and report it today since it's like in the same area. So over 200 people have lost their lives right now. Literally over 200 people have been unalived in Gaza. It is definitely a sad thing to see. But we knew this was coming. If you did not know this was coming, I need you to open your eyes. Telegraph just reported this. So I'm trying to make sure I find it so I can give y'all the proper information. Why the war in Gaza has started again. Israel has resumed bombing Gaza after nearly 2 months. Hundreds of people are believed to have been unalive since Monday night, among them de facto Hamas prime minister and many civilians and children. The ceasefire deal with Hamas stalled. Benjamin Benny Boy, the Israel prime minister, is not prepared to continuance with Hamas vision for even the intermediate future of Gaza to be left alone long term, which means that he wants them to be one, he wants to take it over, he wants to push them out. As such, the terror group has stopped releasing hostages. Hamas is no longer releasing hostages anymore. They've stopped. They said they're done. This is just what it is. We're going to keep the rest of them. They keeping the rest. It is what it is. They keeping the rest. The question is why? Why are they not? You ain't getting none of this. Go on, sit down. Israel could have resumed fighting nearly 2 weeks ago when its first formal agreement with Hamas had ran out. I told y'all the ceasefire was only for 30 days. It wasn't no longer than that. They could have resumed, but I guess they wanted to like chill out for a second. Some commentators in Israel thought neither side had the appetite to resume fighting just yet. So everybody's just basically tired. But there has been concern among the IDF and the security services that Hamas was using the ceasefire to rebuild its military capacity. I mean, that's a smart move. Because they're probably, and they don't want to explain what they did. Yeah. On Monday evening, it was reported that intelligence had detected unusual activity among the group in recent days, possibly a preparation for an attack. Israel said the moment it started bombing, their action would not be confined to air, an indication that it intends to follow through on its state aim to eliminate Hamas completely, which means all Palestinians. That's what that means. That means all Palestinians, women, children, all of them about to go. This is not just going to be, it's not just going to be an air assault. It's going to be a ground assault too. Consequently, on Tuesday morning, the IDF warned civilians to evacuate certain red zones near the border fence on the outskirts of Gaza City and Khan Yunis. I hope I said that right. I'm sorry if I didn't. But what about the ceasefire deal? What happens next? No one knows. No one knows what happens next when it comes to the ceasefire because, I mean, common sense would have told y'all they was going to find another way to go ahead and start striking again. I never expected Israel to slow down. I expected them to slow down for a second just to get their hostages back. But now that they're definitely not getting their hostages back, no gifts. Just go to my video and pump it up. I don't do gifts. Just go to my video, like, share, comment, and boost. What happened to Basan? I don't know. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about Basan in a long time. I think she got out. I'm not too sure. But it's done. On top of that, if you watched my video, I mentioned the Houthis. Now, the Houthis is a rebel group in Yemen. Okay, the Houthis has been helping protect Palestine. They've been going against the IDF. Okay, the Houthis have been controlling the Red Sea. The Houthis are also backed by Iran. They're backed by Iran. Okay, if you don't know, the Trumpy administration did an airstrike on the Houthis, unaliving 31 of them. Okay? The Houthis in return said they had taken over a ship in the Red Sea and taken missiles, but that has not been confirmed yet. Now, because the ceasefire has stopped, everybody's ramping back up. Everybody is ramping back up, and I want y'all to understand that the Houthis are not backing down. They're not backing down from the U.S., and Iran is definitely not backing down. And right now, Iran is in a stalemate because Hamas is being hit and the Houthis are being hit at the same time. Now, it is being said that Iran cannot sustain a war right now. No gifts, y'all. No gifts. Just go to my video, like, share, and comment. No gifts, okay? I don't do gifts on this live, okay? I appreciate them, but they're not needed. So thank you, pretty. So the thing is, they're saying Iran does not have the capability to go to war with us. They don't. But Iran's prime minister said, we're not backing down. We're not backing down. Okay? And I just want to make this very clear. Iran and Russia have been chit-chatting. And Russia does believe in a two-state. Russia backs Palestine. Russia backs Palestine. I'm going to let that sit right there. Russia believes Palestine deserves their own land. So, yeah, isn't that ironic that Russia is for Palestine? Yeah. Ain't that ironic? I would thought they'd be on Izzy's side, but they're not. Trust me, I looked it up this morning just to make sure. That is real interesting. Now, this was funny because I haven't heard a lot from this man, but I don't really follow him way too much anymore either. But Tucker Carlson chimed in. Y'all remember Tucker Carlson? He chimed in and he made some common sense. And I quote, "It's worth pointing out that a strike on Iranian nuclear sites will almost certainly result in thousands of Americans being unalived at bases throughout the Middle East and cost the United States tens of billions of dollars. The cost of future acts of terrorism on American soil may be even higher. Those aren't guesses, okay? Those are the Pentagon's own estimates. A bombing campaign against Iran will set off a war, and it will be America's war. Don't let propagandists lie to you." They're saying Tucker Carlson is becoming a sellout. I think this is how he always felt, but he was getting paid so much from Fox, he just kept his mouth closed. I'm saying Tucker Carlson making sense. Are we on our axis? Tucker Carlson is making sense. What the fuck? I cannot. But I agree with him. And y'all know what? I said this in my video if y'all actually watched it. If we go to war, y'all know what happens, right? Trumpy stays in office. There cannot be another election. There cannot be another election until this war is over. I'm gonna let y'all hold that one in. if we go to war, America, he cannot be pushed out. That's the only way he's going to be able to hold office. And with all the things he is doing right now, ignoring judges' orders and stuff like that, once he leaves office, he could be prosecuted for all of his actions. He could be held accountable for all of his actions. And this is exactly what he wants. When we go to war, or any country goes to war, we aid them, which means we own them, which means that our military assaults, all that goes to them making money. I feel like this is what he's trying to do so he can stay in office for years to come. It may not happen this year, but I feel like it's going to build up. Because like what? The Russia and Ukrainian has been going on what since 2000 what? I can't even remember when this shit started. It was so long ago. Was it 2014? 3 years? Yes. Okay. Thank you. It's been going on for a long time. Now, remember when Frumpy was like, hey, Zelensky is a dictator because Zelensky, he won't have another election. Well, Zelensky and everybody that's either for Zelensky or against Zelensky made it very clear that in war, we cannot change leaders. We have to stick with the leaders we have. Now, he just calls Zelensky a dictator for doing the same thing he probably plans on doing to America. He probably plans on doing the same thing to America so he can stay in office. It don't matter how old he is. He cannot be pushed out. He cannot be pushed out. And now that Russia is not really fucking with him right now, he's going to have to find allies other places. I mean, it's very clear. Russia did not agree to the ceasefire with Zelensky and Ukraine, and that's why they're bombing each other left and right. Zelensky agreed to a 30-day ceasefire. Russia said that. And they, Ukraine. And then Zelensky went ahead and back. So his word is not holding strong right now. His word is not holding strong right now with Russia. Because if he really had Russia in his back pocket, Russia would have came to the table and agreed to the ceasefire. But he didn't. He stayed he did exactly the opposite. You know how Frumpy be talking, I'm going to get the war done. I'm going to get it done. It's going to be done as soon as I get in office. We're going to be done. No, we're not. No, we're not. This is what is going to happen. And I saw a man say this, and I wish I would have saved his video, but I didn't. He said, the war is going to continue in Ukraine and Russia. It's going to continue. It's going to continue to the point where Russia will push through Ukraine. And they will start to touch the edge of Poland. NATO will be activated, which means America will be activated to step up with troops. America will decline the activation, which will now remove us from NATO, which is something Frumpy wants. Because every dictator is what? Every dictator stands alone. North Korea is not a part of any organization. Russia is not a part of anybody. And now America will no longer be a part of anybody. And then everybody will be looking at America as, okay, it's time to set it off. I'm not spewing misinformation. I read a lot. I'm sorry if you're not very intelligent. Don't get mad. This is just common sense. YouTube, y'all need to do more studying instead of watching videos. I do a lot of reading all day to gather this information. And if you don't like what I have to say, you can exit stage left. You can exit stage left. YouTube is known for just that, misinformation. Y'all do is conspiracy theories on YouTube. That's all y'all do. That's how y'all make y'all money. I don't do conspiracy theories. I actually do work. You don't like the work? You don't like me talking about your man? You don't like me talking about your daddy? Oh, well. That's not my problem. Your daddy needs to be a better man. Your daddy needs to be a better man. Y'all don't like common sense over there. Your daddy needs to be a better man. Tell your daddy to stop golfing. He's already cost us millions of dollars just golfing in the past month. I think it was like $32 million just for him to golf. Your daddy's losing us money. You know how much money it costs taxpayers to ship those Venezuelans over to El Salvador? You know how much money it cost us? $6 million of taxpayers' money. $6 million of taxpayers' money to ship Venezuelans over to El Salvador, to the worst prison ever. And let me make something very clear. 300 Venezuelans were shipped off, right? They were alleged gang members. We don't know. Some of them could have been, their visa could have expired. Some of them just could have been picked up. There were no investigations actually held on them. They were just shipped out. A judge ordered that plane to be turned around. He ordered that plane to be turned around. And Frumpy ignored it. Now, Frumpy enacted the Aliens Act. The Aliens Act was what they used to build internment camps for the Japanese during World War II. Japanese internment camps, okay? They didn't ship nobody anywhere. They left them here on American soil. So once they crossed out of American land, it was no longer an act. It was that act was non and void. So a federal judge told him to turn that hoe around. I'm looking for his name. Hold on one second. U.S. District Court Judge James Bozelberg called the hearing after Monday morning, following the American Civil Liberties, the ACLUs, halting the flights, apparently refusing to turn them around after a judge barred them. Now, he said no flight should be taken. That plane needs to turn around, come back. This is what happened. At Monday's hearing, Deputy Associate Attorney General, I don't want to mess up this man's name. I'm just going to say his last name, Kambili, Kambili, could include the instructions about airborne flights in his written order. So he said because it was oral and not written, it was null and void. I ain't never heard somebody say, oh, judge, I'm just going to disregard your shit because you said it out your mouth and you ain't write it on paper. Like, where they do that at? I'm asking for a friend. Like, that judge has power over the president. See, y'all, when y'all say, oh, a judge doesn't have power over the president, it's called checks and balances. That's why they have an executive, a judicial, and a legislative branch. It is a circular motion. So every part of the branches are checked. Yes, he does. A president is just a figure. He don't have more power than a Supreme Court judge. Okay? He's just a representation of our country. Y'all making it seem like this man is a king and he's not. He's a part of the executive branch. There's a judicial branch and there's a legislative branch. The legislative branch creates the laws. The judicial branch enforces them. The executive branch makes sure them bitches are run correctly. Nobody has power. If that was the case, it'd be a king, we'd be in a monarchy, and there would not be anybody else. I think y'all got that twisted. He is not over anybody. If a judge says no, He means no. So, in retaliation, the judge said, I'm sorry, hold on, because Lord, it's like none of y'all, did anybody watch Schoolhouse Rock? Y'all never watched Schoolhouse Rock. I feel like y'all need to go back and watch Schoolhouse Rock. I'm just a bill. Y'all need to learn this shit. I went to an inner city school and I still learn this shit. Like, do y'all not know how the government works? Y'all just be talking out y'all ass. They said a judge does not have power over him. Yes, he does. That's why he's a judge, okay? So, after he said the instructions on the airborne flights were not in written order, the judge replied, I'm memorialized in shorthand, but you're telling me that very clear point that you could disregard it because it wasn't a written order? An appointee of the former, and he's an appointee of President Obama. Okay, so he been in there for a good minute. He was there before Trump ran the first time. Okay, he was appointed by President Obama, and he is a YT. Okay, he said, wouldn't it have been better course to return the planes around to the United States as opposed to going forward and saying we don't care, we'll do what we want? Bosenberg asked later in the hearing. The attorney said, Your Honor, that's not the approach that we're taking in this argument. The arguments from Kambeli were locked in step with the assertions from the White House earlier afternoon. All the planes are subject to the written order of the judge departed from U.S. soil and U.S. territory before the judge written order. White House press secretary, the one with no lips, told reporters. Now, it got worse because they went on Fox News. They went on Fox News and made it very clear. Tom Homan, I think his name is Tom Homan. Yes, Tom Homan, Trump's board czar, was asked, you're going against the judge's orders now. What is next? He said another flight every day. They're not going to stop us. I don't care what the judge thinks. Y'all playing with fire. Y'all playing with fire. So everybody, I hope y'all paying attention, because let's say this shit goes to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court says no. And I'm talking about the Supreme Court over the United States says y'all were wrong. Let's just say the Supreme Court says y'all were wrong. Baby, lawsuits, maybe arrest will be coming down. Turn on The View. I don't watch The View. I don't watch that. I get my news. You tell me what's on The View. So yeah, we're gonna see how this plays out. On top of that, Republican Representative Andy Oxley, I swear, I think y'all are really like trying to see who can be under Frumpy's guavos, who can get the closest to his guavos. I really feel like y'all doing that. Y'all want to see who we can get closer to, like who can get closer to Frumpy's guavos. Representative Andy Ogles filed articles of impeachment for two of the activist judge stonewalling President Frumpy, John Bates and Amir Hotman Mahad Ali, both of whom were appointed by Democrats and sit in the U.S. District Court in Washington, D.C. And they said, it's time we hold them accountable. Let's get it done. Let me make this very clear. Frumpy has also asked for the impeachment of certain judges, including the judge that stopped him from sending those Venezuelans to El Salvador. It won't happen. In order to impeach a judge, you've got to have the House fully, which they do have, and you have to have 3/4 of the Senate, which they don't have, because no Democrat is going to vote to impeach a Democratic judge. No Democrat is going to impeach a Democratic judge. It just won't happen. They're going to get to the House. They're going to get the House. Y'all do not subscribe, okay? Do not subscribe. I don't have shit in there. Do not subscribe, okay? That's something TikTok put up there. I don't know how to take down. Remove your subscriptions, please. Ain't nothing in there. There's no day in the life. Okay? They're not gonna get that, okay? They're not gonna get it. It's not gonna happen, but you know, it just makes them feel better. Frumpy said on Truth Social that he wanted all of them impeached. You're not gonna get it. It's just not gonna happen. They're lockstep on making sure that our federal judges stay in. This is what Biden intended. The reason he had so many Supreme Court justices sworn in that cannot be disbarred or impeached is because he knew this shit was coming down the pipeline. He was trying to protect us as much as possible. He was trying to protect us as much as possible from everything that's going down. So they're not going to get rid of any of our judges whatsoever. This I don't understand, but go ahead. Doge breaks into the institution of peace. Now, I know a lot of people have never heard of institution of peace. I didn't either. I didn't know what the hell that was. The institution of peace is a bipartisan area. They were not able to get in over the week on Friday. They tried to get in. They were pushed out. They tried to get in. They were pushed out. They broke in yesterday. They broke into the institution of peace yesterday. Okay, the institution of peace is basically, and plain and simple, they fight Chinese propaganda. They fight Chinese propaganda being put out. So anything that could be seen as propaganda or something that is wrong, they combat that directly. It was Reagan set this shit up. No, not Reagan. Did Reagan set this shit up? I don't know. I can't remember. But this is just to help with misinformation. They fired the head. They fired the head of the peace area. They fired him. They got rid of him. Only 2 people stand now. Pete headed shit. I don't know that man. Fox News anchor guy. And one other person now is running it. They cutting off everybody. I don't understand what was the point of that. We're going to let them have it. Hopefully the judge can overturn it. Speaking of overturning, y'all know the federal judges said that they wanted all federal workers back in. All federal workers must be rehired. Frumpy is pissed off about that. He says he thinks it's dangerous. What's so dangerous about giving people their jobs back that we actually need? It was Reagan? Okay, thank you. What is the point of that? Giving people back their jobs? I didn't know that was a problem. He says it's dangerous to let them back in their offices. Y'all said y'all wanted y'all workers back in office. Now y'all got it. That's what y'all want, right? Let me make something very clear. In order to impeach Trump, the Republicans have to step in and also be there. And they're not. They're not going to get rid of their God. Come on now. He's God to them. He's their Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. It's not going to happen. At all. I do have some funny news. It's still messed up. So, Air Canada removes Israel from in-flight maps, labels the area Palestine territories. Now I'm getting to something. You remember Canada? Y'all remember Canada was on what side? Canada was on Israel's side, remember? Canada was on Israel's side. They flipping course. They're changing course. They're separating themselves from the United States. They're also doing one more thing. Now, if you don't know about Alberta, Canada, Canada has a secret weapon in this trade conflict with the United States, a trump card, so to speak, and it's located under our feet. It's called Alberta Energy. Yes, you see, it happens to be the largest, one of the largest deposits of oil and natural gas on the planet. It is significantly larger and far more accessible and quickly than our shit. The U.S. president wishes to admit it, but the United States not only needs our oil and gas today, they're going to need it in the future. It's more and more passing each year. They notice that the declining domestic reserves and production is insufficient to keep up with the energy demands. So the U.S. consumer industry will need to be export. They will need Alberta's export in increasing amounts of oil, gas to the neighbors to help solve problems for them. Currently, we buy $100 billion a year, of highly discontinued oil from Alberta, which is 10,000 of U.S. workers and refineries who upgraded to $300 billion worth of value to sell around the world. We made America a lot of money and very wealthy. It is both of our country's best interests to double that amount in Canada crude moving south. It means more jobs for Canadians and even more jobs for Americans. It means fuel prices and consumers and more U.S. Canadian influence all around the world. Now, I'm going to make this very clear. We are fucking with our reserves right now. That's why gas prices are low. We buy $100 million, I think $100 million worth of oil from Canada. We flip that shit to $300 billion and we sell it around the world. But our reserve is what we're tapping into right now because of the trade wars. Once our reserve goes dry, we're going to need help from somebody. We're going to need help from somebody. If they stop selling to us, we're going to be fucked. We're going to be fucked if they stop selling to us. That's why gas prices are going down, because we're dipping into our reserve. It's right here. It's right here. Now, the funny thing about this is, guess who just got invited by the Prime Minister of Canada to Alberta for a conference? Guess who got invited to Alberta for the G7 summit? I want y'all to guess who got invited. Y'all never guess who he invited over there. Yep. Zelensky's on his way to the summit. Zelensky is going to the summit. I smell an alliance. I smell an alliance coming. I smell an alliance forming. And I don't know why I'm giddy about it. I don't know why I'm giddy about it, but I'm really giddy about it. Because, baby, Canada is playing fucking chess at this point. Canada is playing chess. We're playing Monopoly. I don't know what we're playing, tic-tac-toe. We're playing tic-tac-toe. It's sad, but it's true. It's sad, but it's true. We're playing tic-tac-toe. Canada is doing something behind our backs, and I love it. But I really want to see what's going to happen. I'm curious to see what is going to happen, how this is going to transcribe, because, baby, it's getting ugly. Democrats are taking the fight to Republicans' own turf with their own town halls. So now, remember when I told y'all last week or a week ago that in order for us to win, we're going to have to go to these Republican areas and flip them? I don't know if Democrats heard us, but they're in those red areas and they're flipping them. So come primaries, baby, y'all gonna be up for a fight in those red places because they're the ones losing their money. They're the ones that's not gonna be able to afford food. And by Democrats going into those areas and flipping those areas blue, those small little country towns being flipped blue, y'all definitely gonna have a problem. And I'm gonna say this again, if you're a millennial and you ain't got no job and you ain't doing shit, but you got a college education, go start running for office, run for mayor, run for city council. If you're a millennial or a Gen Z, y'all need to start running for office. Stop playing. Get y'all asses up and get on the ballot. Y'all need to start taking over these old folks areas that have one-track minds. Y'all need to start running for office. I can't run for office because I got a mouth. And they would get cussed out every time I hit the floor. But I'm telling y'all, y'all need to start looking into running for office. What else do you have to lose? Nothing. Not one damn thing. You have nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. Everything to gain, nothing to lose. Run for office. Run for office, especially in these janky ass towns where they're small, but they make a big impact when it comes to voting. Flip those areas. Make them people see that education is the key. Because when you're more educated, you go more blue. The more education you have, the more you go blue. Because you understand how it works. That's just what it is. Now, I'm happy to hear that. Very much so I am. This is bad. And this is not bad for Americans, but this is bad for people who live in oppressed areas. Frumpy orders the dismantling of radio and TV Marty, and employees are placed on leave. Now, if you don't know what this area is, the Voice of America has been a message of freedom and information for millions of oppressed people around the world. Radio and TV Marty were started by the Reagan administration after intense campaign by Cuban American communities as one more tool to fight communist propaganda and press censorship. This TV and radio station was a sounding board for people to get information on how to fight the system, how to vote, how to start voting, the information that they needed. He's cut off that broadcasting system. He cut off that broadcasting system. I'm not promoting Marty. I'm telling you news. You don't like the news? I don't give a shit. I just lost credibility. Oh, okay. Well, how do I get her out of here? Okay. Block. There you go. I just lost credibility because I'm reading. I'm reading. This is just news. If you don't like the news, what you want me to do? I'm not promoting anything. I'm actually reading. Why y'all can't understand? I am just reading what's out there. I'm doing all this reading for what? My health? It's literally reading. It's fundamental. I'm not supporting anything. I am basically reading information. Okay? Now, the thing is, they're upset. One more tool to fight communist propaganda and press censorship. It frankly blows my mind that Mark Rubio, a Cuban American Secretary of State, would allow this to happen. So one of the people said, my father was a journalist who left Cuba in 1960, escaping an authoritarian communist regime. He was hired by the VOA to transmit news and information to Cubans and the Americans. And he was a Republican. I mean, this is what Cubans voted for. This is what y'all voted for. Venezuelans that live around Mar-a-Lago that said they were voting for Trump. He don't even see y'all as individuals no more. He see y'all as criminals. He's lumped all y'all in one place. He lumped y'all in all in one place. He don't even see y'all as individuals. He don't separate y'all from the G members that were being put in jail. And y'all voted for him. Cubans, y'all voted for him. This is what y'all asked for. I'm just reading the news. Did I ever say I was a newscaster? No. Did I ever say I was the only place to get news? No. Did I say I was a fucking journalist? No. I never say any of that shit. My shit is gossip, tea, politics, and everything else. I swear, y'all be... Do I look like a newscaster? Do I look like Aaron? No. A bitch ain't winning no awards. I'm not getting no thank yous, okay? Y'all act like I'm behind a desk in a suit. I'm in my night clothes, eating grapes. The fuck? Go sit your ass down somewhere. Sit. And stop looking at me. This is not bananas. Up. Sit down. Never getting on my nerves. You lost credibility with me. Bitch, I don't care. I do not care. I hear some more fucked up news. Some more fucked up news. I hate that I even have to read this, but I'm going to read it anyways. Frumpy has fired scientists who monitor the ocean. The ocean? Y'all fired people that monitor the ocean? What the fuck is wrong with this man? I cannot. We need them. One of Heather Welch's jobs before she was fired via email, giving her 90 minutes to pack up and leave, was to prevent collisions between ships and whales navigating the water along the West Coast. So her job was to make sure that sea life and ships did not collide into each other. Because, that's not a problem. Whales are as big as ships. That's not a problem. Welch, who is one of the ecologists at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, for nearly a decade specialized in mapping the movement of marine animals. This information helps ships map their routes and fisheries improve their catch while avoiding accidentally scooping up and killing sea lions and other turtles. So it also helped fishermen as well collect fish and where they could go to get food for us. Because, we eat fish. I like my salmon. Welch is just one of more than 1,000 people who in the past few weeks have been laid off by the NOAA, the nation's top weather and climate agency. It was already understaffed before President Frumpy's cuts, and there are more to come. NOAA's remit is wide, but one of the most critical roles is observing the oceans. Multiple scientists told CNN the layoffs are taking expert eyes off the ocean at the worst possible time as the ocean undergoes extreme climate change, some of which remains largely unexplained, with deep impacts to human, wildlife, and the economy. When these sharks and stuff and these sea lions start coming aboard and start hitting the landmass, Don't say nothing. When they start coming aboard and start taking us out in the shallow areas, don't say nothing. So the Trumpy administration has given South African ambassador till Friday to get the hell out. Yeah. The South African ambassador has been expelled from the United States. The U.S. has given South Africa's ambassador, Abrim Rasul, I hope I said that right, until Friday to leave the country after the Secretary of State Marco Rubio declared him persona non grata last week. The decision follows remarks Rasul made about the U.S. racial demographics and the Trump administration, which Rubio denounced as race baiting. Rubio announced the decision on social media while returning from G7 Foreign Ministries meeting in Canada. He posted linked to Breitbart. He used a Breitbart post, a right wing. Never mind, that's on brand. That's on brand. He used a Breitbart article highlighting a recent webinar in South Africa where Rasul discussed how the U.S. racial shifts might have influenced the Frumpy area. Rubio accused him of being a race-baiting politician and an anti-Frumpy. Shortly after, State Department officials summoned South African embassy staff and formally informed them that Rasul was no longer welcome. His diplomatic privileges and immunity expired on Monday, and he must leave the U.S. by Friday. I mean, he wasn't lying. Race is the reason why Frumpy got in office. Race is the reason why. That's true. It was to make sure black women didn't get in office. It was so they could feel superior again. Even if they're poor, they can feel superior again. That's just what it was. It was all about that. But now they're paying for that because now they realize it's not about race, it's about classism. But racism costs. Racism is going to cost you every time. It's going to cost you economically. It's going to cost you mentally, physically, and emotionally. Racism costs. It costs to be that person. It costs. And another thing about South Africa, if y'all don't know, Elania wants to build battery factories in South Africa. He wants those. He wants battery factories in South Africa. And in South Africa, you have to give 30% has to go to South Africa if you want to build there. 30% has to go back to South Africa. 30% has to be given back. And Elania doesn't want to do that. That's where the whole South Africa is being racist towards farmers and taking their land. This is how this all got drummed up. They're trying to make them break. They're trying to make him break. Girl, I don't know if he can afford it now. He's losing so much money left and right. It's not even funny how much money he's using. It is really not funny. If you work at the United States Postal Service, I'm going to pray for y'all. And I'm actually scared of y'all. I'm scared of postal workers. I don't know about y'all, but I'm scared of postal workers. Postal workers are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You don't know what Elani is thinking. Actually, you can read that. That's common sense. United States Postal Service Master General Luis DeJoy agrees to work with Elania Musk, Doge, on reform. He plans to cut 10,000 workers and billions of dollars from the budget. I ain't fucking with no postal worker. That's one thing. No, we good. They're eliminating 10,000 jobs in the next 30 days. They're eliminating 10,000 jobs in the next 30 days. And they're asking people for voluntary early retirement program. It's called the Voluntary early retirement program. Now, if you don't know, the USPS is required to deliver every single address in the United States. They have someone ride into Grand Canyon on a mule to deliver mail to people who live at the bottom of the canyon. They are not meant to be profitable. They're trying to, what's it called? Elania wants to make the U.S. Postal Service. Give me the goddamn word, y'all. Give me the word. Give me the word. It's stuck. Privatize. Thank you. They're trying to privatize the United States Postal Service. You cannot privatize that. That is so they can make money for us mailing letters. We already pay for the damn stamps. Girl, back then, U.S. postal workers was the people you didn't mess with. I'm just saying. Okay? I'm just saying. You just don't mess with them. But 10,000 people are about to lose their jobs. And just because it's a retirement program does not mean that they'll have enough money to survive on. A lot of them won't be able to retire. You get what I'm saying? A lot of them won't be able to retire because it won't be enough money. You're a carrier? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know who's going. It's just 10,000. A lot of them won't be able to retire because that money won't be enough. It won't be enough. So we're going to see how this works out. Hopefully a federal judge will stop this because it makes no sense. It's a big ass grape, y'all. Okay. You know the tariffs are being enacted. Canada has them on us. The EU is about to put them on us. China has them on us, and Mexico. So trade war retaliation will hit frumpy voters the hardest, okay? So if you live in a red area, you're going to be hit harder, like we've been telling y'all. You're going to be affected most because most of y'all live in rural areas. Y'all don't live in cities where the money and circulation of money is quicker, where things are a little bit cheaper. If you live in rural areas, it's going to cost you way more money, baby. Way more money. So foreign governments are answering President Frumpy's tariffs with tariffs of their own. The majority of U.S. workers affected by Frumpy's voters, the majority of U.S. workers affected are Frumpy voters. New York Times analysts, this is from New York Times. You don't believe me? Go to New York Times. So numbers of jobs affected by the retaliatory tariffs from China, Canada, and the European Union. Okay, for China, for Harris counties, they're talking about Kamala Harris, okay? Kamala Harris compared to Trump. For Kamala Harris, under China, it would only be like 468,000 counties. Frumpy, 1.1 million. That's double. Canada. Kamala Harris counties, people that voted for Kamala Harris, 2.8 million. Trump, 3.7 million. Yep. European Union, Harris counties, 2.5 million. Frumpy's counties, 3.7 million. Now, number of jobs in select states for industries targeted by the retaliatory tariffs from other countries. The estimated jobs affected in, let me see. I'm going to do Wisconsin because it's the top one. Go sit your butt down before you get a spanking. Now, go. Back it up. Bed. Sit. Wisconsin, estimated 300,000 jobs will be affected. Only 23% of them will be from people who voted for Harris. The other 77% is for Frumpy. Indiana, 290,000 jobs will be affected. 16% of that is Harris people. The other 84% Frumpies, people. Iowa. Almost 146,000 jobs will be affected. 27% Harris. 73% Frumpy. Arkansas, 115,000 jobs will be affected. 12% Harris. 88% of jobs that will be lost voted for Trump. Alabama. 186,000 jobs will be affected. Only 19% of those jobs were people who voted for Harris. 81% Trump. Mississippi. Y'all ain't got that many jobs any damn way. 100,000 jobs. I'm sorry, over 100,000 jobs will be affected. 11% is Harris. 89% of those jobs that will be affected come from Frumpy voters. Y'all see the pattern? Do y'all see the pattern? I see the pattern. Do y'all see the pattern? Because I see the pattern. Kentucky, 167,000 jobs. 29% is Harris voters. 71% is Frumpy voters. Kansas, 113,000 jobs. 27% Harris voters. 73% Frumpy voters. Michigan, 319,000 jobs. 15% Harris, the rest Frumpy. Tennessee, over 230,000, 16% Harris, the rest Frumpy. Ohio, 366,000 jobs. 67% is Frumpy. And last but not least, South Carolina, 152,000 jobs will be affected. 20% are Harris voters, 80% Trump voters. And this is only the top 10. They don't have all of them on here. They only had the top 10. That's the only reason I'm reading the top 10. So when we talk about him bringing in more jobs and him helping the economy and him for the U.S. first, I have not seen America first yet. Georgia ain't at the top 10. I have not seen America first yet. I'm still waiting on America first. I haven't seen it. I've been waiting for it, but I have not seen America first yet. I've seen him ask for Andrew Tate to come back. I've seen him canoodle with Russia. I've seen him canoodle with, Conor McGregor, who is actually charged with rape and convicted. I've seen everything but America first. The astronauts are coming back home. Congratulations for the astronauts. Let's do it. Adam Kinzinger, who was part of the January 6th committee, told Frumpy to bring it. If you're going to file a lawsuit against us, stop talking about it and be about it. He said, if you're going to file, you're going to charge us, stop talking about it, be about it. We will fight you in court and we will win. And I ain't mad at him. I'm not mad at him. Frumpy says he's taking the Secret Service protection from Hunter and Ashley Biden. That's just petty. But whatever. That's what you do. I'm not. Remember when I told y'all that Frumpy does not care about y'all visas? He don't give a shit about visas. A judge order was ignored as a Brown professor was deported despite holding a valid visa. A valid visa. A professor, a Brown professor, was deported and she had a valid visa. So, Dr. Rashad Alawa, I hope I said that right, a highly respected kidney transplant specialist, was unjustly deported to Lebanon despite holding a valid visa. In a disturbing move, immigration officials openly defied federal judge orders on uprooting in the renowned academic from her life and for her career. Federal authorities claim the deportation followed the discovery of sympathetic photos of Hezbollah leaders on Alawa's phone. Her lawyers argue she attended a funeral of for religious, not for political reasons. She had to go to a funeral. They're going to find any way to get rid of y'all. They're going to find any way to get rid of y'all. This is what y'all voted for or not voted for. This is what y'all set out for. Baby. This is what you get when you fuck up voting. This is what you get when you vote wrong. This is what y'all get when y'all vote wrong. And y'all know who y'all are. Y'all not even, I don't think y'all actually saw a clear vision for what would happen after. Y'all really thought the revolution was going to be televised. No, y'all being deported is being televised. People being stripped of their First Amendment is being televised. Girl, I don't know where Maya is. Y'all let me know if she posts anything about the attack. But I really don't think leftists, Palestinians, Muslims, I don't think y'all really thought this through when y'all did what y'all did when it came to voting in the protest that y'all put on. I don't think y'all actually thought this through. And I know a lot of y'all were really, really young and motivated and wanted to do something, but y'all should have listened to the old heads. Y'all should have listened to the people that's been fighting for everybody's rights since their freedom, and y'all didn't. And so this is what happened. Your people are being deported. People that should not be deported are being deported. She is a specialized kidney transplant doctor. She's a professor. There's no reason she should have been deported. But this is the consequences of your actions coming back. We need her, okay? All right. So I'm holding my last two things because it has to do with Black people, and I wanted to hold that for y'all real quick because it's so disappointing to have to read this, but we're still not moving. Even this is still not going to make us move. Okay, so Black people, strap up. New health policy puts Black men at risk for the removal of the Marines. So, new health policy puts Black men at risk for removal from the Marines. A new Marine Corps policy puts Black men at risk of losing their positions due to painful and scarring skin condition triggered by shaving. According to military.com, last Thursday, March 13, an interim guidance was issued to healthcare providers urging them to conduct a 90-day reevaluation of Marines diagnosed with pseudophilitis, focalitis. I don't know what it's called. Barbe. If you want to see what it's called, go to my video. This is an inflammatory condition. Is caused by curly textured hair that grows back into the skin. An ingrown hair. They're going to find anything and everything. They're baiting us. An ingrown hair. Triggered by hair, causes hair to grow back into the skin. If medical condition prevents Marine from meeting required standards, they could be removed. They want a all, because Marines are the baddest in the bunch. Okay? Marines are the baddest of the bunch. My uncle is a Marine. My grandfather was a Marine. Both of my grandfathers were Marines, okay? I have two uncles that are Marine. I have a cousin that's from the Navy. I have a brother that's in the Air Force. My family is military served. I know what the hell that means. There is an article out that compares the movements of HILTER and Frumpy. Their movements are the same. This is part of that movement. I want y'all to go look up the correlation between HILTER and Frumpy. The movements are the same. This is how you get that all army. You find small reasons to disband the strong ones. And yes, baby, we are the strong ones. We're built for tough. Whether we're in Africa or America, we outrun, we outplay, we outmaneuver. We come from survival. We just have something else in us that other people don't display and they don't have. We have a fight in us. So when we're going through those trials in the Marines, we know how to push through. That is not an easy course to take. Not at all. So they're doing anything they can possibly to get them out. I just want y'all to be aware of that. And to look out and do some more digging. Last but not least, y'all already know about Black military being removed from the sites. The Arlington National website. Y'all know black Americans and women are removed from these sites. Okay? But I want to put something in perspective to you. World War II veteran, Medgar Evers. And if you don't know who Medgar Evers is and you black, I need your card. I need your card. I need that card right now. If you don't know who Medgar Evers is. Whom President Frumpy called a great American hero, has been erased from the Arlington National Cemetery website, which featured a section honoring Black Americans who fought in the nation's wars. The U.S. Army purged the section that had alluded to the late Army sergeant and civil rights leader who was assassinated by a white supremacist in Jackson, Mississippi in 1963 in his goddamn driveway while his children and his wife were waiting for him for dinner. And Colin Powell was removed. The decision to erase Evers came after the executive order of Frumpy eliminating all diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. Former Mississippi Supreme Court Justice Reuben Anderson, who gave Frumpy a 2017 tour of the Mississippi Civil Rights Museum, said he can't imagine the president would want Evers removed. That has got to be a mistake. It is not a mistake. Erasing us from history makes them look better. Erasing us from history makes them look better. We're already erased from history anyways. If you think about it, anything Black people create on our own, it's now being taken and saying it's American history and not Black history. AAVE, it's just Southern slang instead of American English vernacular, African American vernacular English. They're already taking our shit and trying to Americanize it to a point where we don't exist, but we are the creators of it. Think of it, Alabama Barker and Bad Baby. I really dislike how Black women devalue themselves by praising these girls. There are oppressors. Those women are our oppressors. They wear us like coats for the advantage of them. They're no different from slave masters who used us to profit off of. If y'all start looking at white people that colonize and use our history, our culture, and they wear it like a cloak, there are oppressors. I really wish the younger generation would wake up and educate themselves. It is no different. It is just moving. They wear us like a cloak. Kim Kardashian did the same thing. Khloe did the same thing. They wear us until it's not profitable for them anymore. Those type of people are our oppressors. Bad Baby and Alabama Barker are our oppressors. Any white person that engages in our culture and uses us to make money and profit off of us are our oppressors. I wish I would stop praising these women. They will never go up against us, though. You see, they only fight with each other. They will never go against a real one. They will never go against a real one. Why? Because they won't win. They're scared of us. But they will damn sure use us to profit. They will tell us they're going to have black babies. They will tell us they want our black men. They will use our culture to profit and even dehumanize us because they get the same script from one place. I know there's a YouTube university that teaches non-melanated people a black scent. It has to be because they got the same one. And I'm going to tell you right now, black people in the United States, we all sound differently from different sections. We all sound different. None of us have the same AAVE, the same food intake. We don't wear the same clothes. And some of us don't listen to the same music. We don't have the same footwork. We don't wear the same hairstyles. We just don't. We're subsets of black people in America under one umbrella. There's no way that all of y'all should be sounding exactly the same. Y'all need to start putting oppressor instead of culture vulture under their names, under their comment section. Start putting oppressor. Stop putting culture vulture. We need to switch culture vulture to oppressor because that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. With that, I would love for y'all to stop saying culture vulture. Y'all need to start saying oppressor because that's what these white folks are. They're oppressing our culture. They're using it to benefit and to make money off of us. Stop saying culture vulture. Start putting oppressor under their names. Maybe they will understand and grasp the concept of what they're actually doing. I will see y'all tomorrow, guys. Love you. Be safe. Stay woke. Keep your head on the swivel. Bye. Bye. Sorry, YouTube. I'm sorry. Bye.